right. I am Barbara Pierce. This is Unique Euphony Coffee, Canvas, and Conversation. Our IT person is having some technical problems today, but he'll be on. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Our host today is Dr. Lula Bridges. We love
Dr. Bridges.
We have our co-host Gary Teller. Woo!
Hey, Mr. Gary.
Hi.
And of course, we have some people that are not here today, but this is the holiday season, and it is what it is. But we will be here next week, but we won't be here the week after for the Christmas weekend. So let's do what we have to do and make good of it. So, Doctor,
right.
I'm getting ready to turn it over to you, and you direct. Oh, by the way, Gary, I sent you sent you a skit. Yeah, I sent you a skit on your phone. We may need you, but look like Wesley is coming back on. Okay. Okay, there he is. He's back on. So listen, Dr. Lula, we're turning it over to you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are going to on Echoes and Flame today. We are going to have a small skit, and we're going to talk about it. And I sure hope that I get everybody's opinion about this skit, because it's something that happens in every family. And the question is, do we take time to address it, or do we, let the person sulk and maybe do something that they wish they hadn't done? Today, we are looking at the compass of emotions. And the compass of emotions just basically means that we have a compass. If you can imagine a compass, a round compass, and north being toward heaven, we're going to use quite a few Bible scriptures today as well to go along with our topic of compass of emotions. And I think I gave Barbara and a few and the other Wesley. I don't even know why I'm not even saying Wesley and Wesley. Of those which I really do not have myself, but so that maybe they can talk about the different Bible verses that we have and maybe kind of go through them. I'm looking for mine and I don't see them. But anyway, we have 3 or 4 Bible verses that we can use along with this particular script. And we just want you to see how, when people say the Bible, that we come into this world without directions, without any instructions, and how untrue that is, because the Bible gives us instructions on how to live each and every day, and how to raise our children. So, so it's really interesting when you hear people say that, we don't have any instructions when we have these babies. Oh, yes, we do. We have instructions. We may not read about them, but we do have those instructions. Okay, so getting back to what we want to talk about today, we're going to explore the compass of emotions. So like I said, you're looking at a compass, and north being your route to heaven, or in this particular situation, your route to understanding your child and knowing when your child is in trouble and understanding that, hey, this is serious. Let's stop and let's take advantage of what we're hearing here. Now she's crying, now she's upset. And, she's a drama queen, but guess what? She's not always like that. So something is really wrong here. So this time in this particular skit, mom, dad, whomever is playing the role is going to take time to look at this child and say, okay, it's obvious that something is wrong, and let's talk about it. So like I said, I'm hoping that everybody will take a moment to think about what we're talking about and give us your opinion on how you would handle this, if you would handle it the same way, or has this happened to you, and how was it handled? Okay, so those are the points that we're looking at today with this particular skit. Now we have Miss Barbara. I'm giving I should say Pastor Barbara
Mhm.
And we have Mr. Wesley. They're going to play our characters today. Our characters are Alex and Jordan. Jordan is the parent, and Alex is the child. So, Alex, meaning short for Alexandra, because of the emotional trauma that's going on here. We're going to call Alex Alexandra,
He
but
is an
Alex
Alexander.
nonetheless.
He is an
Huh?
Alexander. He's an Alexander.
Oh,
Wesley Alexander. Uh-huh.
she, she's exactly right. There you go. There you go. That's right. That's exactly right. So let me read this little spurt, little spiel here. It says today we explore the compass of emotions. A parent and child are caught in a storm of feelings. The compass shows us where emotions point: frustration, anger, sadness, empathy, and how listening can steady the needle. Okay, how listening can steady the needle. And we're going to take the word listening and give you some tips on how to, every time you get in this situation, remember to listen. Listen. And so we're going to give you some, we're going to use listening as a way to help you remember how to deal with this situation. So we'll get to that later. But I'm going to ask Wesley and I'm going to ask Pastor Barbara if she would get ready to get started with the skit.
All right. Alex?
Oh.
He said, oh.
Nope, I don't have to read that part. Okay, we'll skip that. I don't want to say mom/dad. Mom, I'm really upset about what happened at school today.
Not now, Alex. I've had enough of complaints. Just calm down.
But you don't even want to hear me.
Because every time you're upset, it turns out to be drama. I don't have the energy anymore.
Okay.
All right. So now we're looking at the scenario where Alex is coming and he's trying to talk to his mom. And, mom says, look, you know what? You're a drama queen. And I'm just not going to get into this with you. But something shifts with mom's attitude. So let's continue the skit.
Okay. Narrator steps in.
Mm-hmm. And scene 3.
Okay. You never. Oh, on the compass of him.
Okay, no, it's actually scene 2.
Yeah,
scene
we're on
2.
Scene
okay,
2.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It says narrator. Or
yeah, Dr. Lula is the narrator.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll skip that. You never listen. You just shut me down.
Because you don't stop. I need quiet.
Okay, so mom is at this point where, you know what? I'm tired of you. I'm tired of your drama. I'm just tired. And I'm busy and I just don't have the energy to listen to you constantly whine about something. But once again, like I said, something shifts in this scenario because mom has heard something in her child's voice or in the child's behavior that says, wait a minute, this is serious. So let's see what happens. Let's see how things change. So I think we start with the parent now.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, Alex. I hear myself. I'm stuck on frustration. You're stuck on anger. The compass is spinning us apart.
I just wanted you to understand how hurt I felt.
Okay, well, let's stop. Point to the compass to listening. Tell me one thing that hurt you the most.
When they laughed at me, I felt invisible.
That matters. I don't want you to feel invisible here. I want to listen to you.
Okay. So now you see where mom is really in tune with her child. Now at first it was like, okay, you just being a drama queen. And then after listening to his voice, listening, maybe even seeing a teardrop or something made mom stop to think that I need to listen now. A lot of times parents don't listen. Children go out and do things like take guns to school. They may even hang themselves. So many things happen to a child when they feel out of control and does not have a parent or someone they can talk to. So I like what mom did here. What mom did was, okay, just tell me one thing. I'm it's not like I'm not stressed out here. It's not like I have time, but I need you to tell me at least one thing. So now the conversation is going. It is Alex feels. How did you feel, Alex? Let me just ask Alex. How did you feel when mom said, just tell me one thing? How did you feel when that happened?
Well, going off, if I'm playing the character, he felt better. But me, I don't think. I just think I'll be in my own world.
You would have just been in your own world?
I just would have been like, oh, okay. Kept it moving.
And then what would you have done if this situation had continued and nobody was listening to you? How would you have handled it?
I think I eventually would probably got to a point where I just didn't care. So
okay.
It's just me.
You know what? That is really great that you could do that because, like I said, a lot of times children will react differently. They start trying to protect themselves. So they do things that will protect themselves. Like my nephew was in a situation where kids told him, well, you know what? After school, we're going to beat you up. We're going to beat you up. And now he's artistic as well. And his father passed. So he came to live with us. And in the process of that, he told them, guess what? I'm going to bring a gun tomorrow and I'm going to kill all of y'all. So that's all all the young lady wanted to hear that told him that he was going to hurt. They were going to hurt him was to run to the teacher and say, oh, we got a terrorist threat. Prince said that he's going to come to school, bring a gun and kill us all tomorrow. So Prince called himself protecting himself from these kids who he felt that was going to hurt him. So he told them, what he felt was necessary. In his situation, there was no gun for him to bring. So I know he was going to bring a gun, but that's what he told them. So what I'm saying is a lot of times the victim becomes the person that is prosecuted because they're trying to protect themselves. So we have to really take time to listen to our children, hear what they're saying. Is this out of fear that they're saying this? Are they really hurt? And to say that I felt invisible. What does that, Mom? When Alex said to you, I felt invisible. What went off in your head?
So that's when I start. I'm sorry, I've been in.
No, you're right. Go ahead, please.
Put myself in the character here. So I kind of felt then that just invisible, that word invisible made me realize that I wasn't doing the parenting that I'm supposed to do because he shouldn't feel invisible. I should be listening to him. Sometimes us as parents go through frustration. Sometimes we want a quiet space and everything, but we have to realize that our responsibility is our children. So when he just said invisible, then I knew that he meant it's like he wasn't there. So then I started thinking, wait a minute, something is very wrong here. Let me listen to my child. So that's right. That's me now. Now some parents never come to that.
They never come to that.
That's right. I had a hard time talking to my mom because every time I talked to my mom, it was like I was being fast or, I shouldn't be asking her the questions that I'm asking her. And I think because a lot of parents are just not equipped with the knowledge to know how to handle some of the questions that the kids are coming to you.
Right.
discuss with you. A lot of times it's the parent and not the child, but
Right.
the child has to suffer from it, you know? So yeah, that was a really interesting skit there. And that's a reality. And to hear Wesley or hear Alex say that, I just, hey, I just would have got in my own bubble right then. That's a sign of trouble. He's asking for help. He's actually asking for help. So a lot of times when kids get into their own bubble, and I'm sorry, Dr. Lula, I'm not a counselor.
No, please, go ahead.
And so when I that's the reason why a lot of kids, when they say that I'm just get off to myself and get into my own thing, that's when they started deciding, you know what? Since I'm invisible, why don't I just eliminate myself? Why don't I just go kill myself?
Why don't I just be invisible? Right. Right. Nobody really cares about me anyway. So why, and the kids talk about me and they, push me down. They throw stuff at me. I must not be.
Gary has something to say, and he's not.
Please, Gary, go ahead. Go ahead, Gary.
At first, it sounded like the mother was maybe like too overwhelmed with the what happened. And if the situation like that would have escalated, personally, it would have made me angry. But like it turned out the way it did, that if I was Alexander, that would have given me a lot of relief that I was finally being listened to.
Okay, yeah, that your mom understands that you're not just being a drama queen here. This is serious for me. Now, let me say this. A lot of times, even when the child feels that it's really, really serious, when you hear it, you're like, boy, get over it. But actually, everybody is so different that something as simple as I felt invisible says a lot, maybe to this child, but as Wesley said, I'll just say, well, forget it, and move on. But every child, every child is not going to do that. Every child is not going to say it's okay for me to go to school and let these people treat me like this. It's not okay. They have no dignity. You want to know why they go to school looking slouchy and thrown away? The interesting thing about my nephew, when all this was going on, I would know when he had a really bad day. He would not put on deodorant. And he would not put on deodorant because it kept the kids away from him. It kept the kids away from him. And the first time he did it, I was like, boy, go put on some deodorant. What's wrong? Go take a bath or go do this, go do that. But that was his defense. See, that was his defense. So you really, really have to take time and wait a minute, this is not good. This is not right. So you have to know your child. Now he was my nephew, but and still is my nephew. As a matter of fact, he still lives with me. But you have to take time to look at what's going on. If it continues to get weird, then and you see it as weird, then you need to do something. You need to say something to that person. You need to let them know that you are watching, that you see that this is a problem. And not only that, you should hold the school accountable. Because when a child goes to school, a child is supposed to be protected. Even if it's somebody in the neighborhood, if the child is, if these things are happening to the child, then it is your responsibility as a parent to find out how to prevent this, okay? How to prevent this from happening. And you can't say to them, it would really be bad to say to them, you know what? If you weren't so stupid, I've heard this, believe me, I've heard parents say this, actually in a group session with the child and the parent. And the parent said, if you weren't so stupid, the kids wouldn't pick on you. I actually wanted to get up, grab the mama, and throw her through the door. That's how angry I got with her.
I'm glad you said that because I know I was guilty. Sometimes we look back at our parenting when we were parents And
Right.
you may not have been perfect, but sometimes you don't see it until your grandchildren come along and you say, oh man.
Right.
And I did learn that. I think one time I got angry with my daughter because she didn't get a good grade or something. And I think what I did, I'm almost sure that I did, I compared her with another child. Sort of like you're saying. I compared her
Right.
like, why you can't be like so and so and so.
Right.
And at the time, me being young, didn't know that that was actually affecting her instead of helping her. So a lot of times I look at things that I've done when she was younger, I can see what I've done wrong. So I'm trying to be a different great grandmother as I was a mother or a grandma, because now when my 2-year-old, when I see her, I ask her, she's going to school now, and I ask her, and she doesn't understand nothing I'm saying, but I'm trying to get in the habit of saying, how was your day today? You know, what you do in school today? Did you play today? So that's what we need to do as parents, is when our kids come in, we need to ask them, how was their day? You know,
Right.
try to build a relationship with them of communication, so that
Right.
they have a problem, what they're going to do, they're going to come to you and talk about that problem that they had. And then you as a parent is going to try to do something to protect your child. So yeah,
Right.
a lot of things after I parent, after that.
Right.
But I'm using it on other kids now, you know, things that
Well,
I
and that's and you know what? Thank God your daughter still came out right. Right.
Yeah,
She came
did,
out
she did.
okay.
I'm proud of her. I'm
So-
so proud of her. Mhm.
Right. So, you know, we also realize that there's a God in heaven. He knows our
That takes
stupidity
care of food
sometimes.
and babies. That's what my mom
And
used to
he
say. God takes
blesses,
care of
yeah.
food and babies.
So, you know, but every child does not turn out all right. And the interesting thing, I'm definitely going to talk about my nephew because he was so different from my children. Okay, we would sit around the table at home and talk about some of everything when my children were growing up. We would talk about everything. I mean everything, sex, we would just talk about everything. We'd be sitting at the dinner table, and I intentionally would provoke them into talking, because really, to be honest with you, it's the only time I had. After I cooked dinner and everybody sits at the table, it's the only time I had, really. After that, I had to go do whatever I had to do. So it was some very interesting conversations coming. One of my sons asked, well, what if I got this girl pregnant? And I nearly dropped more than my fart. I nearly dropped everything. And my husband choked it.
That's what my mother would have said. Go somewhere and sit your little fast behind down, because she couldn't have answered it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really funny. But Prince, it was totally different. He grew up with two parents who both had some diagnosis, and he had the same diagnosis. He has the same diagnosis, but he's very functional. And so me expecting him to come to me because he had a problem was like, you know, like pouring out water. He didn't grow up with me. His mom and dad kept him very close. And so he wasn't really close to any of his family members, you know, other than the children that he played with.
That's right.
And then my mom had passed. So he really wasn't close to anybody. And so he didn't feel comfortable.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Please.
Are we okay for a break for sponsors? Wesley? I guess he took a
break. So
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all right. So Prince wasn't the kind of child that would have talked up and actually told me what was going on. But the two things that did happen, I did take him. I called his psychologist, and we had him admitted into a program where he actually could spend time talking about what was going on with him. Then I went to the school. And I held the school accountable. I even to the point of calling the state and having the state to look over this situation because not only was he bullied, but he had been being bullied, like not just at one time. It had been going on forever. And so while I was saying to him, why don't you use deodorant? Why don't you take a bath? That was it was like later on, I realized that was his defense mechanism.
Right.
You know? And so it took me all this time to understand that he just wasn't being a boy. I mean, all in my house, every child in my house was a male. So I, telling him to put on deodorant was something I just did every morning. I knew they took a bath, but did you put on some deodorant, as they went out the door? So when Prince came along, I just thought he wasn't taking a bath. He was 9 years old, from 1 to 9, what his parents had taught him. I really didn't know. So sometimes it takes that a special look. You have to sit down and actually think about what's going on, not just react to it. I mean, with my boys, 2 of them being adopted, we looked at the situation, we laughed about the situations that was going on at the table, but to me, it gave everybody some kind of release so that when they went back to work the next day or they went to school the next day, they had something to laugh at too.
Right.
It was a fun kind of time, but although some things were serious that we discussed, it still was a fun time, that we all got together and laughed. And matter of fact, when I finally composed myself about the pregnancy thing, my boys were playing sports. And I said, well, I'm going to give you my opinion. I don't know what your daddy going to say, but my opinion is you're going to stop work. You're going to stop playing. You're going to stop playing sports. You're going to get a job because the baby got to have Pampers. You're not going to put the baby on me. So you're going to babysit. And I went off.
That's right. Gary has a question.
Yeah, Gary, go ahead.
That's what I call it too. I call it a relief, but I would have done the same thing. If I was the parent, I would have said, "You're gonna stop school. You're gonna get a GED, get a job, and support the baby."
Yes.
So I think that was the right advice.
I think that's why I only have two grandkids.
That's
I have 3 children, but I got 2 grandkids, and that's
now,
it.
Let me just take this for this one sponsor because this is the largest sponsor.
Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Unique Euphony Publishing that is sponsoring the Coffee Canvas and Conversation. And I just want to say, guys, please go to www.uniqueeuphony publishing and see what we have going on. We got a lot of books there that we're selling. We got events that are coming up. We are having a great time. So right now we want to go back to Dr. Lula Bridges.
Okay. So, those are the little crazy things that kind of went on in my family raising. Really, when we got the boys, they were 9 and 12 when we got our sons, and we were in Michigan with a lot of good professionals that were able to help us when things got rough. Because when we first got the boys, they used to run off all the time, and I used to be chasing them. And my husband said, you know what, you chasing them, you're going to get bit by a dog. They know which neighborhood to run in. So all these things happen in a family. And while it's going on in your family, you think nothing about it. But my boys told me later that they knew we wanted them because I would never let them run off by themselves. I was always behind them. Was behind them. So they said, well, we knew you wanted us because, every time we ran off, you ran off with us. There you go, right behind us. We even had to look back one time to see if you were coming. I said, yeah, but see, this is the thing. If you had run off one more time, I would have gone the other way and called social services and said, come get you.
Yes.
And they say, nah, you never would have done that. You want us too much. You loved us too much. That kind of stuff. So that makes you feel good.
That's right. So I want to get back to when we were talking to Alex, which was portrayed by Wesley, and it kind of bothered me. And Wesley's not here now to defend himself. That's okay. He'll be back in a minute. Is that when you hear a child say something like that, and I know he's a grown man now, but when you hear a child actually say something like, I don't care, I just, that's a really concern.
Right.
That's a major concern.
Major concern.
Major concern because, again, not just going to commit suicide. I think that's the reason why a lot of how could I say drug abuse comes from.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. So there's
you
other
are so right.
There's other comfort zones that are out there, not only to kids, but for grown people. I mean, I thought for years that my husband was a big drinker, and I think a lot of that came from, that was his comfort zone. That's how he dealt with things.
Right.
So that's the reason why when I see homeless people out there, I give them money. When people tell me don't do that because all they're going to do is go to drink. And I said, well, hey, if that's their comfort zone, well, they just have to deal with God with the rest of it. But there's a lot of times when these kids are finding things to do, whether it's fighting, whether it's drug abuse, whether it's suicide and all these other bad things that they're doing, that's the way they respond, like that.
That's how they respond. Yeah, that's right.
And cut myself off, no.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you got to find something that's going to make you feel okay. And that is a way, if I drink this, the problem going to still be there, but at least for a few minutes, I'm going to feel okay.
Yes.
Yes. And it gets worse and worse. And then you hear about liver, your liver's damaged. This is going wrong with your body because of the excessive drinking or drugging, or you go out and you actually hit somebody because you're really not there. The drink or the substance has taken over your body, and it is in command. It is in command. And like you said, getting back to it, when we talk about the compass of emotions, it's like Alex moved from being sad about the situation, then he got angry about it. Okay. And because he got angry with mom, you won't listen to me. You won't listen. And the mere fact that he said, you won't listen to me, said, stop. You know what? This is serious. You won't. I need you to listen to me, is what he was saying. I need you to listen. And so then Jordan went from being frustrated with the fact that she is tied up with all these things that she's doing, and now it's one more problem. Right. So she gets defensive. Okay, so that's kind of like the compass is it's just spinning now. Nothing is really getting done that's productive, right?
Right. We have Dr. Yodalia back, and she's been
hey, Doc.
And she's been at a doctor's appointment, so she's just listening right now. But if she
has
I don't know.
Hey, Doc.
I don't know if she hears you or not. She's still on mute. But anyway, she's listening to us right now. She's really busy, but she's listening. I just
okay. Yeah, and so to say that when the kids laughed at me and I felt invisible, they laughed at me. They didn't feel my heart. They didn't understand that they were making me feel really bad. They act like I wasn't even there. Like you were saying earlier, Pastor, that sometimes when your children are in the house and they're talking about you and you're right there, and like you all know I'm still here. I'm right here. So yeah, I'm right here. You're talking about me like I'm not even here. I'm not even in the room, But so we are going to get to the word listen. What does the word, if you were to look at the letters in the word listen, how would you describe, what words would you use? What would L mean? And L basically means to look inward of what's going on. Look inward of your heart to realize that that's your child and your child is crying out for help. And I liked what Pastor Barbara said. there are so many, the child is crying out for help, and the child has to find some kind of way to feel better about him or herself. Now you got gangs. A lot of kids say I decided to be a part of the gang because I needed some protection. So I decided to be a part of the gang. Not really a gang member, not that kind of person, but because I'm scared, if I become a part of this gang, then I know that they're going to protect me. They're going to listen to me. They may hit and knock me around for a little bit, but when it's all said and done, they're going to protect me. And so sometimes children are looking for protection.
That's right.
And then the I, what would the I? Identify the feelings. That's what mom did. She identified the feelings. And I think Alex did a very good job of that too. I feel invisible. Mm-hmm. I feel invisible. Being able to say that was, that was a really, really big deal, to be able to say how he's feeling. A lot of times we just talk, and either we feel that nobody cares about how we feel, or we don't know how to express how we feel. It's really, really important that we are able to say what we feel, whether you think it's stupid. Sometimes I didn't want to say that because I felt stupid. I felt like she was going to laugh at me, or all these other things. Say what you feel, because what you feel is important. I can't read your mind. I'm not a mind reader. So just tell me, this is how I feel. I love you.
Dr. Lula, Go ahead. But Wesley, are we able? I know we're having some technical problems, and I saw you working there. Are we able to show our sponsors? I did do Unique Euphony. Did we have other sponsors to show at this time?
Okay, so while you showing those sponsors, I'm going to check my thing here.
Awesome. Dr. Lula is back now, but I just want to say one thing before I forget about it, guys, is don't forget we will be on next week, and Dr. Hildaya, that's her day, talking about Almost Lost in the System. And we also have a coach on here, Coach Bernard, which will be talking about insurance, because I've been asking. Yes, and thank you, Dr. Lula, for introducing him to me, because he's helping me with some insurance stuff right now, and he will be talking about it because there's a lot of questions that we've been asking about what's the difference between term life and between whole life, and he's going to be here to talk about that next week. And also we'll have Dr. Hildaya talking about Almost Lost in the System and her new book and all that kind of stuff. So I want to go ahead and say that now, but I'm getting ready to turn it back over to you, Dr. Lula, and then we'll come back to the rest of our announcements.
Okay. So we have gotten down to S, which is stop the spin. We talked about the compass just spinning around because nothing is being done. There's anger, frustration. It's so much going on, but nothing is being done. So stop the spin. Stop the spin by taking a deep breath and just say, listen, we're getting nothing accomplished here. Say that. Say we're not getting anything done. Give me one. You know I'm busy, but I need to take time to hear you. So I'm going to listen to you. Give me one thing that's bothering you the most. And so he did that. I thought that was very effective. I think that mom being able to say that, letting the child know I'm really busy, but you are important to me. So I'm asking you to give me one thing that's really bothering you. And we can talk about the rest later. But let's just talk about this one thing right now that's really bothering you. And so stop what you're doing, because your child is important. And matter of fact, your child is really the only job that the Lord has given you to take care of. I mean, all these other things, yes, we need to eat and all that. If you're taking care of your child, guess what? You're eating, you're doing the things that you're supposed to do as a parent, and you're taking care of yourself. So that one big thing as a mother, as a father, that the Lord has given us to do, we provide for ourselves while we are providing for our children. Okay. And then the T, tune into what they're saying. Don't just say, yeah, okay. You're not really listening, but you claim you're giving him or her a few minutes. No, tune in, because what they're saying says, I am in pain and I need help. That's worse than a sore on their hand. They got a bad sore on their hand, you would get up immediately and take care of that so it won't get infected. So in this particular situation, you need to get up and respond. So tune into what's going on so that you can help your child overcome whatever is going on with them. And then E, emphasize that you care. Emphasize that their emotions are valid. Okay, I understand. What you feel is important to me. I want to hear what you're feeling. Let them know that they are important and that you validate what their emotions are. That's their emotion. You can't tell them they can't feel that way. This is how they feel. So at least say, okay, I understand how you feel, but help me understand even more by telling me this. You may not agree with what they are feeling, but you can understand it because they're telling you what they're feeling. And then when we get to the last one, the last one of listen, navigate north, always reach toward heaven. Lord, please, I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I want to make sure that I am really responding to my child as I need to. And we use that as a compass coming back to the connection. You're reaching north, so north always takes you home. So at least that's what my grandfather told me. I don't know nothing about the compass. That's what I was told. Anyway,
I just want to say that Dr. Hildaya said that she is no sound, but she says she can hear me when I cough. So that means that she can hear us. But I'm trying to her to take her mute. She has to take the mute because I tried to take it off, but it says she has to take it off herself. So Dr. Hildaya, make sure that you unmute yourself so you can say something. You have to unmute yourself. Okay? Okay.
Yeah, so
how y'all doing?
There she goes.
Hi, Doc, we hear you. So I haven't let me say this one thing, Doc, because I'm just like Pastor Barbara. If I don't say it, I'll forget it. The one thing that I would, if you take away nothing else, I want you to take away the word listen. I want you to think about how you address whomever the person is in front of you. If they're your child, your husband, even if they're a client, and they're saying that they're in need, that something bad is happening, take that few moments to see if you can help. You can't always help. We're not perfect, but if you can help, do what you can. All right, Doc,
Remember,
we're
Dr.
listening here
Lula,
to
you
you.
and I had this discussion a few weeks ago. That's what I
Yeah,
told you. I
yeah.
said, not just as a parent, as a leader, you have to listen. And I
You have to
stated that's
listen.
how I've helped so many youth who are gang members, former gang members. You have to listen. In order to be an investigator, you have to listen. And that's
Right,
why I'm considered an expert, because I listen. So that
right,
is, I'm in agreement with you, and that's the first thing I do, or I can't help you. If I'm not listening to
right,
you, I can't assist you.
Right.
right.
I see she's breaking up a little bit. I want to ask Wesley. Wesley, do you have like a, a comment or a summary of what you've learned today, and what would you do different with your parent, or parents, from this point on?
Mm, well, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be very honest. Probably
Yes.
nothing, because I mean, I don't get into those type of situations with them because most of the time, like I said, I be tending to my own business, and as long as we ain't bothering each other, that keeps the tension down. So
Okay.
probably nothing. I'm gonna
So,
keep
so
doing like I
Wesley, let
do.
me ask you: have you ever? I mean, you're a young man now, but when you, as a child, have you ever gotten to a point that you needed your parents to listen?
Oh, they wasn't gonna do that no way, but yes.
Okay. Okay. What about
Yeah.
you, Gary? You the other young person on here, other than Dr. Hildaya.
I have, yes, and for the most part they listened, but when they didn't, we just came together and prayed about it, and God led us into a solution. So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
But
it. That's what's wrong there with my parents. They ain't saved. I'm
Okay.
saved. So I leave it alone.
yeah,
Okay.
and again, Dr. Lula, as I was saying earlier, I know it's been many, many years ago since I've been with my mom. My mom was mostly a single parent, even though I know my dad, and but my mom was mostly the single parent. So, but anyway, when I look back and I think about all the times that she didn't listen to me, we had a village back then. So when your mom didn't listen, you would go to your neighbor and talk to them, or you go
Right.
to a
Right.
older sibling and talk to them. So it was a little different back then. It's like the kids now, nobody's listening to them, especially the church. The church doesn't
Mhm.
listen to them. It's like if they have these great ideas and stuff and they come to a deacon or a leader in the church, it's like, again, we don't want to talk about it right now, or we
Right.
can't do it right now. So there's a lot of that listening. You are exactly right. It's a lot about listening, communicating, a lot of that. I
Right.
just want to put that
Right.
back in there.
Right. Just validating the person's feelings. And sometimes we say, well, you have no right to feel like that because of this, this, and this. Yeah, you have a right to feel like you feel. You can say, I feel like that, but I understand I hear what you're saying. I hear, even if you don't understand, I hear what you're saying. I'm hearing you, but I disagree with how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered that maybe this is going on, or maybe something else? So don't always feel like you have to validate it. You can say, yes, I hear you. I don't understand. Can you tell me more about it? If that's not working, take time to ask questions, because the more questions you ask, the better understanding you will get from whomever you're talking to. Whomever. It's easy to blow up and get mad and then later come back and say, you know what? Now I see what they were saying. But you said all these ugly words to them already.
Mm-hmm.
And although people will forgive you, sometimes those words just stay in their head, and so we have to listen, be mindful how we respond. Because I hate for a child to turn around and go into their room and cry themselves to sleep when you could have given them a hug and say, listen, it sounds like you have really gone through something. And you don't have to be a counselor to do this. This is not counseling material. This is just mom and dad, okay? This is just mom and dad situations, taking the time to listen to your child. It's just
right.
that simple. So it has nothing to do with, oh, you got all this training. No, it got nothing to do with that. The training is important because this is what I do for a living. But what I'm telling you is ABCD. So I want you to realize that you have what it takes for your child or for your grandchild or your great grandchild or for the neighbor who is going through something. You have what it takes to listen to them.
Right.
And do what you can to help out, because that's what the good Lord wants us to do.
Okay, we're going to come back so you can close out. Wesley, do we have any canvas today?
Yes, let's go ahead and look at it.
Okay.
Princess Anani Graham.
Oh yeah, that's scary.
Beautiful, beautiful she devil in whatever it is.
I know it's scary.
Yeah,
that is nice.
It is nice.
She sent that in, so that is our canvas, and we thank Princess. I hope she's doing well, enjoying Atlanta, Hotlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh, Princess in Atlanta.
Yeah, she's going to school there. She's at Georgia University. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so I have some open mic. We normally would have our Maya Angelou, which is had an appointment this morning. She wasn't able to come, but I have a really short one that I thought would go with all this, and it's called "You're Stressing Me Out." Why are you stressing me out? Every time we talk lately, my head hurts. I don't know what to say or when to say it. I don't need any more complications. I need more understanding. You're stressing me out. What's that all about?
Well,
I think about that when we talk about
that was good. That was really good. Right on point.
Right on point. I just happened to pick that out, and I was like, you know what? I have a poem for that. But that is cool. So now getting to the announcement right before Dr. Lula closes us out. Remember, we will have the National Children's Church this coming Sunday and next Sunday, but we will not have it the Sunday of the weekend of Christmas. We will not have it. I think that's the 20s, whatever. We will not have it. We also have a speaker that's going to be on tomorrow. She was also on last week. She's my mentee, that's right. And she'll be coming on tomorrow. And also I want to go ahead and mention about our anniversary is coming up in March. On March the 21st, we would have Janet from Another Planet, which is doing her Journey to Jesus book fair. And that would be in Columbus, Georgia. It's from 10 to 2. It's at the Ambassadors of Christ. And I tell you, I am so excited about that. That'll be the kickoff of our book tour. That's all I have for announcements today.
Awesome. And last announcement is this. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I've been so busy, but next Thursday and Friday, the conference is finally going to happen, and I can't wait to get it over with. But yeah. But I'm very excited about it. That's for sure.
That's
for
awesome.
Next Thursday and Friday, hosted by Light Connection in Benbrook, Texas. Thank you, Superintendent Williams, for that.
Yeah, you've been working really hard. You've been working really, really hard at that. We are proud of you. So let's go ahead and let Miss Lula close us out. Well, not only would close out with word, but you can close us out with prayer. And I know you're going to a funeral, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day after the funeral.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say that I learned a lot from what I'm talking about today. As I was talking, I could hear things that I needed to do that could help me not only improve my practice, but also improve my relationships with my friends and with family members by just listening, just listening. You stop and think to listen first and then respond, but listen with your heart. Don't listen with, you know what, I'm tied up. Don't listen with that. Listen with your heart and give them that few moments and let them know that, listen, is this something that we can talk about a little later? If you can't talk, you can't deal with them then, give them hope that you are still willing to hear what they have to say. Now, I am going to, give us a prayer if there's nobody else that wants to say anything. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for every day that we breathe. We know that we are here on this earth because you have deemed it to be so. And I just ask you, Lord, if you would give us your purpose for us being here. We know that we're here for a purpose. And because we are here for a purpose, we want to do your will. So we ask, Lord, that you will continue to bless us with your word. Bless us, Lord, that we can understand what your will is for us and your will for our brothers and sisters. We want to be our brothers and sisters keepers. These blessings, Lord, we ask you for traveling grace. We pray that everyone has a beautiful weekend and the rest of the week. These and other blessings, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
May we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. That was just awesome. That's awesome. Listen, guys, I was for you. I know you had technical problems. You did a great job today, and we just always want to thank you for being there. Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much, Dr. Hildaya, and most of all, Dr. Lula. Thank you so much. We'll be back.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week. Everybody have a blessed day. Enjoy yourself. Goodbye.